Need mo ba talaga ng closure para maka-move on?
You don't need them to explain why they did what they did. You don't need them to explain their side for you to have a closure.
Feeling ko kasi ang closure, that is something you give to yourself. Kasi di ba may mga tao talagang madamot. Ipagkakait nila sa'yo yan. That is something you will have to give to yourself.
Yo, what's up? This is Real Talk Darbs. And today we're gonna be talking about another interesting topic. Total, hindi naman naluluma ang isyong ito sa bansang ito. Ano nga ba ang dapat pag-usapan kapag may closure? At bakit madami ang humihingi nito kapag may breakup? At required ba talagang magkaroon nito para maka-move on? And of course, what are the things that we may be able to learn from this kind of topic? Let's find out. Before we get to the main issue, let's define first kung ano nga ba ang salitang halos allergic ang mga nang iwan at halos ipagmakaawa ng mga iniwan. And this is closure. According to research, closure means having a sense of understanding, peace, and accepted finality of the relationship, wherein it ended because of loss, rejection, or growing apart. Sa madaling salita, it's letting go. Pero marami pa ring tao who feels that they need to hear what the other person would say before they can declare na talagang tapos na. Now, there is an article that is written by Dr. David Swedo wherein he cited 3 reasons kung bakit kailangan mag-seek ng closure ang isang tao. Reason number 1, it may help you feel better. Sabi niya, kapag alam mo daw ang reason kung bakit kayo nag-break, you're likely to feel less anxious. It's like having the inside scoop that stops you from wondering all sorts of unrelated stuff and gives your mind a break. Number 2, it may help your behavior in future relationships. Now, iba kasi ang alam mo ang dahilan versus sa naiintindihan mo ang dahilan. Sa simula, honestly, hindi mo pa ito makukuha. But after your emotion subsides, mas nagkakaroon na daw tayo ng awareness na may pagkakamali din daw pala tayo or pagkukulang na hindi lang puro sisi sa ex kung bakit kayo naghiwalay. Once acknowledged, it can lead to positive changes in how someone acts in future relationships. Number 3 reason bakit nagsisik daw ng closure, it may help you feel more satisfied with future relationships. Siyempre, wala ka na sa era na naghahanap ka ng masisisi. And you're now starting to appreciate kung sino yung mga nagsistay. Kahit pwede ka rin naman nilang iwan. And improve yourself more. You don't put pressure sa mga taong nagiging parte ng buhay mo dahil ikaw, buo ka na at kontento ka na. However, a recent article that is written by Dr. David Lay, wherein he said na hindi mo naman daw talaga kailangan ng closure because oftentimes, the demand is more about control, revenge, or anger. First and foremost, ibang-iba na din kasi ang meaning nito originally kesa sa kung paano natin gamitin ito ngayon. Dati, ginagamit ang closure just to fill in the gaps or even solve a problem. Ngayon kasi, most likely, hindi na. It is used for final resolution. Typically, maririnig mo yung linyang, I needed to know why he ghosted me. I can't let go until malaman niya kung gano'n niya ako nasaktan. This is why it's not really recommended. Dahil imbis na hindi ka makakagawa ng bagay na hindi mo pagsisisihan, tendency, mas matindi pa pala ang magagawa mo. And oftentimes, ginagawa kasi nating excuse ang closure just to reconnect and reopen. Just for us to have that reason for the final conversation, kunwari. Pero ang totoo, gusto mo lamang mag-reconnect sa kanya para ma-solve ang problema, para magkabalikan kayo ulit. So what are the 3 things that we may be able to learn from this kind of situation? Number 1, sometimes closure is just a reminder that not everything in life needs ending. And that's okay. Naturally, tayong mga tao, gustong-gusto natin ang happy ending. Growing up, ganun kasi ang nakagisnan. From movies to teleseries. Kapag hindi pa maganda yung nangyayari, it means hindi pa ending. That's why most of us keeps on pushing to have that closure. Kasi we have that belief na kung matatapos man, dapat happy ending. However, we also need to accept na hindi palaging ganun. Number 2, true closure is about facing negative emotions. I'm sorry pero for those people who feel na kailangan nilang makausap ang ex para makamove on, but I think mas kailangan mo talaga munang harapin ang sarili mo bago siya. Why? It's because vulnerable ka pa eh. Now, wanting closure is normal. It's about wanting emotional pain, loss, and grief to end. After all, kung nag-end na, it means decided na din siya. Now, at this specific time, kailangan mo munang unahin ang sarili mo. Because a lot of times, the closure that you need is none at all. Number 3, closure doesn't mean forgetting. It means understanding and accepting. Isa sa mga bagay na natutunan ko, after the pain subsided, kapag hindi na masakit sa tuwing naalala mo siya, doon mo na naalala yung mga magagandang nangyari. You remember the good things, and you kind of miss it. But you understand why both of you had to end. Ang closure pala ay hindi pag-move on, but it's moving forward. Because you will never be the same again after they came. Real talk. Bigyan mo yung sarili mo ng 6 months. 6 months of focus on yourself and not on the idea na kailangan mo ng closure. Truth be told, let's not expect our exes to tell straight to our face kung bakit biglang ayaw na nila. Harsh yun. Kaya maraming nang-ghost. Kasi kahit anong choice man ang piliin nila, it would still hurt us either way. Remember that most breakup needs time before you eventually realize what went wrong. Huwag mo nang pilitin muna. Don't ask for closure, tapos magkikita kayo, mag-shave ka. Kasi, baka hindi closure yung gusto mo. Yeah, boy. Remember that problem in a relationship shouldn't be fixed through sex. You're just applying a band-aid to a heart surgery. Give yourself a time to heal and think. After all, closure happens right after you accept that letting go and moving on is more important than projecting a fantasy of how the relationship could have ever been.
It's silent now, we don't say a word. We're just looking at each other.